All right, so it's official now. It's almost a two-way fight between the BJP and Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Where does that leave Congress in the entire equation? And how is this battle for Delhi going to play out? With us in the studio, Nupur Sharma, member of the National Executive of the BJP, Yuva Morcha, Ashish Khetan, leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. Also joining us, Amrita Dhawan, spokesperson for the Congress, senior journalist Arati Jerath, and senior journalist R Rajagopalan. But Ashish Khetan, I want to ask you first. The BJP really pulled out its big guns today. The Prime Minister, three chief ministers, all the MLAs from Delhi, all the sitting MPs from Delhi. Are you a little disconcerted by what happened in Delhi today at the Ram Lila Maidan?
No, we are not at all disconcerted, but yes, we are a little dismayed. If BJP has marshalled its 300 MPs, all its ministers, 30 buses or whatever, what was the number of the buses? 3,000 buses were ferrying people from Rajasthan and Haryana and UP. If BJP had to pull out his Prime Minister and all to stop one Aam Aadmi Party who is trying to fight this election on the issues which concern the people of Delhi, who's trying to fight this election on the issue of electricity, water, development.
But it's worked for them, hasn't it, Ashish? Even if we take what you're saying at face value, although Nupur disagrees, and we'll go to her in a second. The fact is, but the big guns, their trump cards, it's worked for them in other states. So why would they not do it in Delhi?
See, one point which came out very clearly from today's rally is that Prime Minister is not going to contest for the post of Chief Minister, and everybody expected that Prime Minister would present somebody as his candidate for the upcoming elections in Delhi. On three grounds, Prime Minister failed today. He failed to make big policy announcements for the people of Delhi. He failed to present a credible track record of his own government vis-a-vis the people of Delhi, and he failed to present a face before the people of Delhi who can lead the BJP in the coming elections.
All right, Nupur Sharma.
All I'm going to say to Mr. Ashish Khetan is it so seems that the Aam Aadmi Party's leaders actually happen to know more about the BJP than even somebody like me would know. The fact of the matter is that they were not 3,000 buses, they were 2,200 buses, and they were all from Delhi. I don't know where he got his information. Of course, they anyway market their ideology on a made out of a bunch of lies.
Okay, let's accept it.
It's apparently clear to everybody in Delhi.
Accept it. No, I will take you on your face value. I'll say
Mr. Khetan, allow me to complete. I did not interrupt you. Mr. Khetan, allow me to complete, please. Please allow me to complete. Now, having said that, he also gave the number of 300 MPs. I'm sorry, 300 MPs were not present at the Ram Lila Maidan rally today. He's trying to mix up all the issues together and make one big khichdi.
Okay, let's put aside that for a minute.
He's talking about
the real question. Let's talk about the real questions there. Yeah, let's forget about the number of buses.
But he has, I'm not going into buses.
Yeah,
he spoke about development. I'm sorry. You talk about subsidies, we actually talk about encouraging competition so that tariffs come down. We don't believe in creating a debt for the future on the taxpayer, which is going to be a heavy burden on every voter of Delhi. We talk about that. We talk about actually bringing electricity into Delhi 24/7.
No, but Nupur, the point that Ashish Khetan is making, and I want to get an Arati Jerath on that point.
I want to make.
The point is that it seems that the Prime Minister was more interested in attacking the Aam Aadmi Party than making any promises on behalf of the BJP, Arati Jerath.
Padmaja, there's one more thing I want to add. He also said
it's impossible to hear anything.
It's been over 60 years that we got independence and we're still talking about Jhopad Patti. Why haven't people in Delhi, in fact in the whole country, been provided with a pakka ghar or a solid shelter?
Nupur Sharma, we'll address each issue in detail. Let Arati Jerath make her point and then Amrita Dhawan.
That Congress ruled for the majority of the period.
Yes, Arati Jerath.
We don't even have shelter for people.
Did you think that it was a Prime Minister attacking the Aam Aadmi Party rather than presenting before the people what the BJP has to offer, Arati?
No, absolutely. And in fact, this is the hallmark of the BJP's campaign in Delhi. I've been hearing their campaign on the radio. It seems to be focused on attacking Arvind Kejriwal rather than unfurling, some kind of an action plan or a roadmap for Delhi's development. It's a very negative campaign. And I think for the people of Delhi, Delhi is an aspirational city. People here, they don't want to hear this negativity. I think what really helped Narendra Modi in the 2014 campaign was that he was also offering hope, the promise of change, and that's what people, that was the magic that he had. And, that seemed to be missing from his speech today completely. In fact, it was quite a lackluster speech. And frankly, I was surprised that the Prime Minister, attacked Arvind Kejriwal the way he did. Because I think he diminished himself by doing that. He is, after all, the Prime Minister of the country. And I think he needs to be a little more lofty and have a little more gravitas.
Yes. Mr. Rajagopalan.
Absolutely. Why did
Mr. Rajagopalan,
let me
the speech of Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the punchy one. Against, he did not take the name of Congress at all.
1 second, Mr. Rajagopalan,
Aam Aadmi Party has no basis on this one.
Mr. Rajagopalan, the Prime Minister goes out there and says, if you want to be an anarchist, don't join the Naxals. 1 second.
Aam Aadmi Party, where are they now? There is no Aam Aadmi Party.
I'm going to have to put that question to someone else because, you're not...
There is no Aam Aadmi Party here. There is no Aam Aadmi Party. It's already split.
Okay, I'm going to put... Nupur, I'm going to come back to you on that because Mr. Rajagopalan is not willing to listen to the question. Nupur, is it befitting of the Prime Minister to come out and say something like that? If you want to be an anarchist, go join the Naxals. He is talking about a former Chief Minister. Is that what it's going to come down to for the Prime Minister to come and talk like that?
Allow me to complete, please. What I'm going to say is first, Mr. Khetan also said that we don't have a leader. Please check out the history of Delhi elections. Traditionally, the national parties do not float a leader as the CM face in Delhi when we go into Delhi Assembly elections. Having said that, I think the only agenda that the BJP is going to move forward with is, it's enough. I think we need to really move ahead with some actual development and not fake promises of tall subsidies and...
But your campaign has been one of, being against Arvind Kejriwal rather than
allow me
else.
to complete. Election hasn't even been announced. Our election campaign has actually not gone underway. Now, if you would go back to Mr. Modi's speech, you would see that he did not take Arvind Kejriwal's name even once. Obviously, it is important that we as responsible citizens remind the people of Delhi who repose their faith by making Arvind Kejriwal and his party win 28 seats, to remind them that there are some people who are trying to build their campaign around a wheel of spinning a wheel of lies, and it's important that we remind them what was said by them.
So you call them Naxals?
All I'm trying to say is, of course, all I'm trying to say is a government which sat on a dharna against itself because of the inability to govern, because of the inability to look for solutions, and then on top of that, call for a boycott of the Republic Day.
Okay,
and then on top of that,
Padmaja, you must understand, Aam Aadmi Party Chief Minister filed an FIR against Prime Minister and Home Minister. This is the anarchist. That is what Modi said. This government is full of anarchists. And he also said, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, as a Chief Minister, he filed the first information report against the Prime Minister. Have you ever heard that?
Then, Nupur, there's a contradiction. You're saying we want to talk only about development, and then you have a reactionary sort of a campaign only against one person and one party.
What is happening is that his entire half-an-hour, 40-minute speech is being covered by what he said in less than a minute. Please try and understand, it is very important to also remind the people of Delhi, he did not take Arvind Kejriwal's name.
But he didn't need to.
And he didn't need to, exactly. He doesn't have to.
But it was so clear what the info was.
At the same time, depending on the party, please allow me, Mr. Jerath, I did not interrupt you. I think it is obvious it is the duty of everybody here to remind the people that somebody who does not respect the Constitution should not even be given a chance to be constitutionally
I think Amrita Dhawan, who's been waiting for a very long time, wants to come in. Yes, Amrita. Where are you in this whole equation? You barely even found a mention.
There is no Congress in Delhi elections.
In the Prime Minister's speech.
There is no Congress picture.
Tell me that, are you all able to listen to my voice there so that I can carry forward my thing? Can you all listen me?
Yeah, please carry on, Amrita. We can hear you.
Okay, first of all, it is very laughable for me that people here are discussing about the expectations out of Prime Minister Modi's speech. I have no expectation from him now. He did not talk about women's safety issue. his complete speech was absolute failure. He did not talk, he was talking about that we are going to give housing by 2022 to the poor people. I also want to know what is the status of the 60,000 houses which are built by the, which were built in the Congress regime from last 15 years. They have not been allotted yet. And I also want to know about the U-turn this government has taken when the allotment process of 2,300 families, the weaker section families, is already completed and the verification is done. Then also these 2,300 families are not given this right of the allotment of the house. They are still running in the courts and running post to pillar to have their right. And this man is talking there on the dais and just
you're asking yourself a question, Amrita. You ruled Delhi for 15 years.
What were you doing during 15 years?
Yes.
Why did you not allot that? You should have allotted that houses. You should have allotted that houses.
Do you understand? Where
did you allot? Whom did you allot that?
Where are they, Amrita? Where are they?
You're talking about Delhi.
Where are they, Amrita?
If there are they,
don't go to Ahmedabad, come to Delhi.
I want to know in Gujarat where did he make the entire Gujarat?
So where?
Don't go to Ahmedabad, come to Delhi.
Sheila Dixit.
You were there. Where did you allot that houses?
Sheila Dixit.
Why you did not allot the houses?
Amrita Dhawan, all of the arguments that you're
Commonwealth
making
Games were
about
looting. You were looted the Commonwealth Games.
Where is your idea, Amrita?
Just a second.
The rural wages.
You're talking about the failure of the Prime Minister's speech. You've been failing since December 2013. You speak about 60,000 flats and sorry, were you sleeping on them for 15
Nupur,
years?
just a second. Amrita Dhawan, you're talking about what the Prime Minister left out of his speech. You're talking about manifesto promises that have not been completed.
You are shooting yourself in the foot.
This is the kind of government you're trying to give in the Delhi also.
You know, Amrita
You are
Dhawan,
shooting yourself in the foot, Amrita. You need to ask Sheila Dixit that.
Give me answer.
Perhaps you will not because you have actually given your unanimous support to Aam
But they
Aadmi
were
Party.
busy looting Commonwealth Games.
And there are no beds.
Congress was looting in Commonwealth Games, not allotting the houses.
The woman is lying on the floor.
Actually, there are no hospitals, Amrita. Don't get me started.
Just a second.
There is not a single hospital you built in 15
Just
years.
a second, ladies.
Not a single. I'm sorry, stop screaming, Amrita. You've not built a single hospital. Don't get me started on what you have not done in Delhi.
Nupur Sharma.
Don't
Nupur
get me
Sharma,
started on
time
what
out.
you've not done in Delhi.
Nupur Sharma, Amrita Dhawan, give me a minute. Ashish Khetan, what do you have to say about this back and forth? Do you agree with the Congress's argument?
Stop shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
Because
can I come
actually
in a
they seem to
second?
be boasting a lot of what
Ladies, we are
the
going
Aam
to
Aadmi
have to
Party
allow
has
a
said.
Can I
debate
please-
to take place here. So
can I
I'm
just
going
get
to
30
request
seconds?
you to allow.
Ashish Khetan,
Yes, please allow Ashish
Just
to
30
speak now.
seconds, please. Just 30 seconds. Please.
You're trying to
Please.
fool the public of the country.
Can I please just
Amrita
speak for
Dhawan,
30 seconds?
give Ashish Khetan a chance to also come in. Ashish.
Okay, please, just 30 seconds.
The accounts in Jan
Yeah.
Dhan Yojana are empty.
Yeah, just,
They have
you know,
zero balance.
yeah, please. Ma'am, please. Yeah, there are, okay, please. There are three big issues for the Aam Aadmi Party, and there are three big issues for the people of Delhi. One is accountable and responsive government. Two, a criminal justice system that functions, which includes both the police and the courts, and a corruption-free delivery of public services. So what are we working for? We want to audit all the power discoms before they can further enhance or take the prices of electricity further. So we want an audit, because who had known that there was a scam of 1.76 lakh crores in 2G and 1.86 lakh crores in coal had there been no CAG audit. So all what we are asking is a CAG audit of power discoms. Why has the BJP government installed the CAG audit of power
Ashish,
discoms? Number one.
Ashish,
Number
your
two,
poll
we want
blanks,
a corruption-free system.
are the same as last
that's
time
why
round,
we are,
and we
that's
know
why,
what they are. But one second, but the
That's why
question
we
that's
are-
actually been
one
asked
second,
by
just-
none
can I-
other
can I
than the
just
Prime
complete?
Minister
Just one second,
himself
please.
today. You know, when the Prime
Can I
Minister...
just complete
One second,
for-
so once the Prime Minister comes out and asks the people of Delhi, has a year not been wasted? Isn't that true? Has a year not been wasted?
Yes. So
But,
now look,
it's a funny
who
argument.
had stalled the elections
Padmaja,
in Delhi
hello?
for the last 8 months?
Yeah, no, can I come in here?
No, please, let me just please complete. Who had
Arti
stalled
will
the
just come to you in a
elections
second. Let's
in Delhi
just
for the
allow
last 8
Ashish
months?
Khetan to finish
It was Aam
making his
Aadmi
point, and
Party
then we'll
which
come
went
to
to the
Arati Jerath.
Supreme. It was Aam Aadmi Party which went to the Supreme Court. We petitioned before the President. We petitioned before the Supreme Court that please order the central government to call in for a fresh election. The BJP kept dilly-dallying. BJP kept backtracking on the issue of elections. It was only after the Supreme Court came down heavily on the centre that the BJP was forced to call for an election. So who had
Ashish, the fact is, and Arati Jerath wants to make also a point as well before we come to you. Ashish, you could have done all of this and much more. You could have done all of this and much more if you hadn't stepped away from government after 49 days. That's a self-defeating argument. Arati Jerath. Just a second, Nupur. Arati Jerath.
Yeah, you know, the issue is not 49 days or whether a year was wasted. The fact is that the BJP has been in power for the last 7 months at the center, and Delhi was under central rule. And if the BJP was indeed serious about doing something for Delhi, about developing Delhi into a world-class capital, surely in these last 7 months, we should have seen the government take some steps towards that. Frankly, those 17 decisions that Venkaiah Naidu is supposed to have taken, that Narendra Modi mentioned in his speech, I have no clue what those 17 decisions are, because nothing has changed. We've had no announcement from the central government. If the year has been wasted, it's been wasted by the BJP, which has been ruling both at the center and in Delhi state.
Okay, now, Nupur, I'm just going to add to that before we go back to Amrita Dhawan, because she had a point to make.
Can I just make
Nupur,
a small
it's a fair question that's coming up. The Prime Minister has made some promises, in his rally today, although, there are critics who say he hasn't made enough promises. But what about answering the questions that have come up as to what the central government has done also vis-a-vis poll promises?
I'm going to start with what Mr. Ashish Khetan said. He said that we need a CAG audit. I need to remind him that the petition in the High Court for the CAG audit into DISCOM's functioning actually was filed by the BJP. Please go and check. Secondly, when you talk about accountability, I'm sorry, what accountability? You ran away from governance, and today Delhi has a status because of you guys. You deserted the people of Delhi. You left.
For the second part,
Mr. Khetan. Amrita, please allow me to complete. Amrita, let me make my point. Please allow me to complete. Amrita, I'm not going to interrupt you. Please allow me to complete. When Mr. Khetan talks about the Ambani, I'm sorry, before you left, you actually gave the money that was due from Mr. Ambani's company to the Delhi government, amounting to 300+ crore rupees back to the Ambani. You actually waived off the loan that they had to the Delhi government. I'm sorry, Mr. Khetan. Mr. Khetan, no, it didn't go to Delhi. You used taxpayers' money to pay Mr. Ambani, who you day and again call. I'm sorry, it is out in public. It is out of public knowledge. Thirdly, you talk about anti-corruption. You talk about anti-corruption.
Style of crony capitalism.
You talk about anti-corruption.
Aam Aadmi Party type of crony capitalism.
You want to fight corruption with the help of the most corrupt Congress party. And now Ms. Sheila Dikshit comes on record to say that if there's a fractured mandate, we will go with Aam Aadmi Party. Who are you trying to fool?
No, we have to go to Amrita.
Who are you actually trying to fool? And if it comes to our policies, let's start from the basics. People don't even have a house. We have announced houses for everybody. For those who are saying we've announced nothing, we have announced houses by 2022. We have announced 24/7 electricity supply.
Nupur, just give me a second. Arati Jerath will come to you too, but Amrita Dhawan,
we must take it as a political discussion, not going back to the 2014.
You were attacking the Aam Aadmi Party.
We must take it as a political decision.
The fact is that your party seems to have come out openly. Your former chief minister has said that, we are happy to give the Aam Aadmi Party support in case of a fractured mandate. She's already said it. This means A, you have conceded defeat, and B, you've said that there is, there's some back channel talks going on because Sheila Dikshit herself has said, we're happy to support the Aam Aadmi Party again. Haven't you now become the B team of the Aam Aadmi Party?
I think that we have completely sensationalized. From last 2 days, we have been sensationalizing the statement of Mrs. Dikshit. She has clarified that the idea of the statement was something else, and it was her individual comment on that. The Congress party distanced itself from that comment because it is not our official statement. We are very much in the field and we are working on all 70 seats. And let me tell you, everyone who is trying to underestimate Congress performance, the Congress is going to perform very well in this election.
One of your chief campaigners for Delhi is saying this. This is not just some man on the street, Amrita Dhawan. Your chief campaigner for Delhi. 3 times
they have given
your party.
let me finish. People have experimented one event manager. People have experimented one event manager, that is Mr. Modi, and they have also experimented the media-driven person, which is Aam Aadmi Party Kejriwal.
What about Sheila Dikshit's comment? What about Sheila Dikshit's comment?
I fail to understand
Sheila Dikshit's comment. Why did she support Aam Aadmi Party?
And you again are saying that Aam Aadmi Party is better than the BJP.
That is not
you are actually confirming what Ms. Sheila Dikshit said. You just confirmed what Ms. Sheila Dikshit said. You feel there is a bigger mistake in supporting BJP than supporting Aam Aadmi Party. I hope you realize that you have just reiterated what Ms. Sheila Dikshit said. Congratulations, Amrita. The world has now seen that Aam Aadmi Party is your team B. It's all the same. I fail to understand how Aam Aadmi Party was planning to fight corruption in collusion with the Congress Party. I'm not telling anything else Mr. Dikshit what he said. I'm sorry.
Okay, Ashish Khetan sitting there very quietly.
There is no defense.
Ashish, the fact
There is no Congress. Padmaja, there is no
the Congress has already said that they are happy to support the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP brings out all its trump cards. You know, the Prime Minister, and as Padmaja outlined, just a whole host of top card that they have among their ranks. Is everyone a little worried about a possible resurgence of the Aam Aadmi Party?
We're still giving the high petrol prices.
Amrita, you're going to have to allow others to speak.
Crude oil is at the lowest today.
Before I respond to that question,
Talking about national politics now. God,
let's allow
Delhi
Ashish.
politics.
You answer me that.
Okay, so
Maybe we must focus about the political discussion.
You don't want me to remind you of the onion cartel run by your friends in Maharashtra, please.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay, so before I respond,
I have not heard you.
Padmaja, to this question,
better that I have not heard you because I can't reply.
The problem of power, the problem of electricity in Delhi. The problem of electricity in Delhi relates not to the supply of power, but it actually relates to the distribution of power and to the power tariff. Because today there is an excess supply of power in Delhi. The peak requirement is 6,700 megawatts, while the Delhi government
That is why PM said today portability of power, etc. First time he is going to introduce that in Delhi.
But you're still offering
Power portability, first time innovative idea of BJP government.
Subsidies, Khetan.
It is not Aam Aadmi Party government's decision.
Can I say something?
You're also shooting yourself on the foot.
Please, can I say something? Please.
And you are saying that you have done for the Delhi. You have given the entire money of the tax.
If you were so good, you would have won, Amrita.
So the distribution of power.
You
Listen,
promised
please.
that till 4.
Can I please respond?
Amrita Dhawan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we really have to turn off your audio. Please let the other panelists make their point. Amrita Dhawan, you've got enough time. Let Ashish Khetan make his point. Ashish.
So the Delhi government-owned power distribution company, the Delhi-owned government-owned power transmission company, which is actually responsible for the transmission of power, its infrastructure has not been upgraded. The power discoms owe in excess of 3,000 crore rupees to the Delhi-owned power transmission company. And the check that Aam Aadmi Party wrote went to the Delhi government-owned power transmission company, Transco. I'm saying this as a responsible public servant on your TV channel in public. Please go and check this. And what I would say that the BJP and the other sympathizer of BJP has been stating white lies that the money went to Ambani. The money went to Delhi government-owned power transmission company. Now coming to your question of vis-a-vis Sheila Dikshit's statement, I think Sheila Dikshit and her party is trying to stay relevant in this election because one, Sheila Dikshit's statement show that Congress is completely out of the race. Two, they have conceded defeat. Three, all those constituents of Delhi, listen, all those constituents who actually were the supporters of the Congress party have now shifted their loyalty to Aam Aadmi Party. So I think they are just making these statements to somehow remain in the news. Otherwise, nobody is talking about the Congress today. Voting for Congress is equivalent to wasting your vote as far as Delhi elections go, because the people are still very angry with the Congress party. You saw
that's your reading. However, what's really curious, and I want to bring in Arati Jerath at this point, Mr. Rajagopalan and Nupur Sharma, just a second, I want to bring in Arati Jerath. Every party is trying to project Sheila Dikshit's announcement statement it's in a way convenient to itself. But do you think ultimately that this is how it has been planned out, which is perhaps the reason why it's being projected as a two-cornered fight? Because the Aam Aadmi Party Congress have already decided that ultimately they will have to fall back on each other for support, Arti.
You know, frankly, I don't see the Congress playing much of a role in these elections. And you could see, even from the Prime Minister's speech today, that he doesn't think the Congress is playing much of a role in these elections either. I think this is really a straight fight between Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. And the Congress is, you know, really nowhere. I mean, you go around the streets of Delhi, I don't find anybody talking about the Congress. So the Congress is...
This is your personal judgment.
I'm sorry, that is my feedback.
Watching this channel with your personal judgments like this.
Listen, I'm sorry.
As a senior
I am a journalist. I am a journalist and I report what I see. I'm not trying to influence people. I am not a political leader. I am a journalist. I report what I see. I observe. And I have had nearly 40 years experience reporting elections. So please don't try to teach me. Don't lecture me and don't give me lessons. Please.
Why don't you talk agendas? Why there are no issues being talked here? Tell me. Why have you seen today's newspaper in which in Jharkhand BJP ruled government 43 women were under operation, under a torchlight sterilization operation by 2 surgeons only they were operated. Why there is no news about it?
Discuss Delhi. Amrita, Amrita, you wanted to write you what Sanjay Gandhi was doing?
How is this relevant?
How is this relevant? Stop Delhi. Without agenda, talk Delhi. Talk about Delhi.
You know, I mean, what is this? We're talking about the Delhi elections. We're talking about
this explains why Congress is decimated.
You know,
talk about Delhi.
We are not going to allow this debate to go in this direction because... No, absolutely not. Yes, Arti, we're not going to go in that direction. But Nupur, you know, just to bring this debate back to where it actually belongs, one of the questions that did come up, which you haven't answered yet, you briefly dwelled upon it. What about a chief ministerial face? I mean, you're riding so much on the Modi wave. Are you not putting all your eggs in that one basket? What if it doesn't work? Who is your Delhi leader that's being projected? Who are the people of Delhi actually supposed to vote for? Because the Prime Minister is not going to sit in the CM's chair.
Tina, I started with this. Traditionally, national parties do not have a CM face. The only face that we have today...
But the BJP often has had... No, but Nupur, I disagree.
Please
the BJP often has had those chief ministerial faces in
have
states.
In the past 10-15 years. Please allow me. No.
They did not announce in Haryana. They did not announce in Jharkhand. They did not announce anywhere.
Yes, so that's happening now. That's happening now in the Modi era,
The only face that we have is... enough of the subsidies and this and that, enough of these short-term solutions to people's long-term problems. The only phase that we have today is of development. And trust you me, he's the Prime Minister of India who speaks, unlike some other people who refuse to speak and address any rally. So there is a leadership and we are going to...
Mr. Rajagopalan also, you know, when Narendra Modi said today that jo desh ka mood hai, wo Delhi ka mood hai, he got the chief ministers of 3 states on the stage.
Don't talk economics with me.
Because of cosmopolitan nature, he said that.
In Delhi
because of cosmopolitan nature, he said because of 282 seats of Lok Sabha.
No, wait. Arati Jerath wants to counter Nupur. Yes, Arati Jerath.
That is being projected by the BJP. Yeah. I'm sorry, you know, Nupur is just dodging your question.
I'm sorry, we are not going to allow anybody to dictate our election strategy to us. I'm sorry, no. We went without a face in Haryana.
There is a personality cult around Narendra Modi.
Mr. Rajagopalan, isn't that what the BJP is relying on?
We are not.
They're just relying on.
We are not going to let them dictate our election strategy.
BJP is relying on more votes. BJP is relying on more votes. There is no Congress in this election. That is also Modi's success.
More votes in the name, exactly. More votes in whose name?
They are depending on more votes. Modi also ensured there is no Congress in Delhi.
No, but we also do not have the first list of the candidates for BJP out yet.
Trust me, nobody here is going to dictate our election strategy.
Leave alone the CM, we don't even know the MLA candidates.
Let the election dates be announced. We went without a face in Haryana. What is the big deal? I think we will get to decide that. Let the decision be with the parties.
Final word from Ashish Khetan. Ashish Khetan, now you've had a strong offensive from the BJP. Is this going to make you change your strategy in any way? Yes. Quickly, please.
No, not at all. See, because over the last 2 months, the tide has turned in favor of Aam Aadmi Party. We are talking and debating on substantive issues, and we are presenting a definitive model of governance before the people of Delhi, that this is how we are going to curtail the soaring power tariff, this is how we are going to solve the water crisis in Delhi, this is how we are going to set up 20 new colleges, 500 new schools, 100 new hospitals, how women can be made safe on the streets of Delhi. So we are debating on the So we are debating on the
subsidies, nothing new. Mr. Khetan, there's nothing new in your manifesto. You couldn't deliver earlier, you will not deliver again.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you deserted. I'm sorry you deserted.
It's been a hotly contested debate.
Not working.
It has been a hotly contested debate, and it makes it very
Prime Minister said about portability of power sector.
Exactly.
That is the important one.
Exactly.
Everyone is talking about that.
Okay.
You have like mobile phones, you can also have providers.
Okay. You only talk about 50% tariff
Just
cut.
a second.
That's a major reform.
Just a second.
You talk about
Completely
50%
out of
subsidy,
time. But if this debate is any indication, this is the way the entire campaign is going to continue in Delhi, at least. For now, the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP both conceding that, yes, it's more or less a two-cornered contest. Where the Congress fits into the equation, it will have to decide for itself. We have to wrap up this debate right here. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on debate number 1.